Welcome to guided tour on BMind simulator. BMind is a mind simulator based on Abhidhamma in Buddhism. This simulator offers two versions as Sinhala and English. Let's start with English version and proceed to open the BMind simulator. The main interface of BMind simulator offers thought view, mental practice view, about, help and feedback options. BMind is a mind simulator based on Abhidhamma in Theravada Buddhism. BMind stands for Buddhist mind. This is a product from a collaborative research based at the Faculty of Computing, General Sir John Kotelawala Defence University, Sri Lanka. This simulator would be useful for psychologists, counselors, meditators, leadership trainers, and those who are interested in behavior of the mind in general. In order to use BMind simulator, it would be preferable to have a basic knowledge in Abhidhamma. However, we have done our best to make the simulator self-explanatory as much as possible. In order to learn Abhidhamma, you are encouraged to use a book on Abhidhamma similar to Comprehensive Manual of Abhidhamma by Bhikkhu Bodhi. The development of BMind simulator was heavily based on Bhikkhu Bodhi's this particular book on Abhidhamma. According to Abhidhamma, mind is defined as a flow of thoughts, and these thoughts are characterized by mental factors such as feeling, perception, volition, anger, jealousy, desire, mindfulness, worry, and so on. The current version of BMind simulator allows you to investigate mental factors of a selected thought and modulation of mental factors to form various thoughts. Buddhism identifies 89 or 121 thoughts which are characterized by certain combination of 52 mental factors. Let us start the BMind simulator with the thought view. As shown in this view, there are four categories of thoughts pertaining to sense sphere, fine material sphere, immaterial sphere, and supramundani. For instance, thought pertaining to sense sphere are generated by living beings such as gods, people, animal, and some invisible creatures. Thoughts pertaining to fine material and immaterial spheres are generated by various Brahmas. The supramundani thoughts are generated by those who have realized the ultimate truth. The four categories of thoughts are subdivided. For example, sense sphere are subdivided as unwholesome consciousness, rootless consciousness, and beautiful consciousness. They are further subdivided. Say example for beautiful consciousness, wholesome consciousness, resultant consciousness, and functional consciousness. Please note that the term consciousness has also been used as a synonym for the word thoughts. Let's see how we can use this thought view of BMind simulator to do various studies on thoughts. Let's select sense sphere. unwholesome thoughts rooted in hatred, as an example. Now there are two thoughts, as one consciousness accompanied by displeasure associated with aversion and unprompted. Other one consciousness accompanied by displeasure associated with aversion and prompted. We can select one of these thoughts and click on mental factors to view the mental factors associated with that particular thought. This consciousness is composed by the mental factors like contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, attention, and so on. It should be noted that these two thoughts are very much apparent in our daily life when we have situation where we are disappointed, worried, restless, angry, sorrowful, unhappy, and regretted, and so on. So you can notice these two consciousness are composed by 20 mental factors. Even if you select the other one, you can see there are 22 mental factors. In this manner, you can select another category of thoughts and identify the mental factors involved in such thoughts. As another example, the first jhana wholesome consciousness together with initial application, sustained application, sets happiness and one-pointedness include the mental factors. In this manner, there are 35 mental factors involved in that. So next we move on to mental factor view of BMind simulator. The mental factor view of BMind simulator is more exciting, and we can do various experiments with this version to see how selected mental factors can form various thoughts. The mental factor view present 52 mental factors under three categories: ethically variables, unwholesome mental factors, and beautiful mental factors. Each category of mental factor, for instance ethically variables, has subdivisions as universals and occasionals. Unwholesome mental factors got subdivision as unwholesome universals, greed group, hatred group, and so on. Beautiful mental factors also have several subdivisions. Here the unwholesome mental factors appear in the thoughts that are related to bad actions or thinking. In contrast, beautiful mental factors are visible in the thoughts that are formed in relation to good actions and good thinking. The ethically variable mental factors appear in thoughts pertaining to both the bad action as well as good actions. Within this category, 7 mental factors known as universals appear in all the thoughts, and occasionals are appearing in the thoughts related to bad actions and the good actions, by depending on the kind of thought at that time. Let's click on refresh button to start a session on the study of mental factors. After refreshing, you will find the message, first select all ethically variable universals. Assume that you are interested in any thought which is composed merely by the 7 mental factors identified here. Then you can click on get thoughts. And it shows that 10 thoughts are created by these 7 mental factors. So you can see the expanded output giving the thought names like unwholesome, resultant, high consciousness, accompanied by equanimity, and so on. You can also see that having selected set of mental factors, their composition is graphically shown on the right hand side corner of the simulator interface. Let's try another experiment with BMind simulator. Suppose you are curious to know whether there is any thought with anger and the happiness at the same time. For this purpose, we click on refresh again. Then first we select from the hatred group then you can see message coming from simulator, energy appears in all choices of unwholesome and beautiful mental factors. So therefore simulator itself select the energy. Then simulator also guide you by telling select unwholesome universals. It should be noted that this simulator has been designed in such a way that if you are not very much knowledgeable in Abhidhamma, you can still use the simulator to some extent. Then having selected hatred group, now we proceed to select greed group because we are interested in whether a thought can be created with the hatred and the greed at the same time. When you select on the greed group, it says that greed group and hatred group cannot coexist. So this means there is no possibility of having anger and the happiness at the same time in a thought. There are so many other combinations which cannot appear together. For example, if you search for thoughts having unwholesome mental factors and also beautiful mental factors, BMind simulator says that unwholesome and beautiful factors cannot coexist. In this manner, actually you can try various experiments regarding different combination of mental factors. For example, such studies would be really useful for people like counselors. For instance, you will notice that when you select the hatred group, all these mental factors, hatred, jealousy, avarice and worry, are appearing at the same time in a thought. In other words, if a person is angry, there is an element of jealousy and the avarice and also worry behind it. As such, as a treatment, one might help the person to get away from jealousy or the worry to prevent from creating anger all the time. So likewise, this mental factor view of BMind simulator can be used for various experiments or the studies. In order to make your experiment easier, we have created a special experimental sheet related to experiments on thoughts and the mental factors. Here you can see we have given various combination of mental factors here and the possible number of thoughts related to that particular combination of mental factors. For example, 7 universals: initial application, sustained application, decision, energy, and so on, appearing as set of mental factors. There are 8 thoughts created. I'll give you a simple example to experience the importance of this particular exercise. Suppose you have selected 7 universals: initial application, sustained application, decision, energy, sets, desire, and 19 beautiful universals, 2 illimitables, and 1 non-delusion. And you may be expecting 3 thoughts to be created by this combination of mental factors. And now you will notice there are 5 thoughts where these combination of mental factors are appearing. So, but we expected from the chart we expected 3 thoughts, but now we are getting 5. The reason is, here you can see another 2 thoughts with the same mental factor combination somewhere down in this experiment sheet. Here you can also see the right hand side bottom corner of the interface. The ratios of choice of mental factors are graphically indicated as all 13 ethically variables are selected, and out of 25 beautiful mental factors, only 23 are selected. In this manner, actually you can try various experiments regarding different combination of mental factors with the help of the experiment sheet provided. BMind simulator also provide you with a comprehensive help where there are some other additional resources for your experiment. For instance, guide to experiment single version, Guide to Experiment, English version. The theory behind the BMind simulator. There's a research paper on that. Comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma. And also the same guided tour will be available from this help. Having completed various experiments with BMind simulator, you can report your feedback, which will be immensely beneficial for further improvement of BMind simulator. Thank you for your interest in BMind simulator.